Alright, we are here Saturday night for our
CSRL
CSRL practice race, the last race before the start of the season.
Probably.
We've got Kyle Macedo qualified first, David Macedo second, Torres in third, Pedro, who might be driving a new car this season, showed up in the Lambo tonight, qualified fourth. Evan Miller, solid fifth place qualified position there.
No, you got a point there.
We have, not sure how to say the name, Punked in the McLaren, qualified sixth. Pilger seventh, Dex in eighth, Driveman in ninth, and Smith in 10th. And they're out on the warm-up lap right now. It's going to be interesting seeing Pedro in this Lambo. This is, I don't think I've seen him drive anything outside of the Bentley. I don't know if I've ever seen him in another car, so I'm very, very excited to see how he does. Also curious to see if he's going to get a custom livery on that thing before the start of week 1. I think drivers to watch out for this race. Kyle qualified first. He's looking good. It's been a few seasons now. I think that he's been in the McLaren, so he's getting really fast with that car. Definitely never count David out. Interested in seeing David in a Lambo as well tonight. I don't know if he's going to go that way with the season. I think I remember him talking about doing the BMW, but it'd be interesting if he gave it a shot in the Lambo. We don't have a lot of Lambos right now. In season 4, I don't think we had. I think Ken North was the only one driving a Lambo that I can remember. I think we had Dillinger, I think, in the that private team Lambo. Miller in the Audi again. I know I've heard him complain about that car, but I think there's something he likes about it because he does keep picking it. And getting formed up here for the start of the race. Hopefully we get some nice clean action. One of the things we preach in the drivers meeting is taking it easy on lap 1. Give some space, no aggressive moves. We got a whole hour race, so no need to, ruin it lap 1. Give it some time. There's always plenty of, hour. If you're faster than the guy in front of you, you got an hour to get by him. No need to push lap 1 and take him and half the field out.
Green light, green light. Show them what you got.
Green light. Let's see. Pretty spaced out. Let's see if we keep everybody on the track and no contact. Looking good. Great job, everybody. That is what we like to see. This is the dangerous one, the hard braking zone. And made it through that pretty clean as well. So we got Macedo leading the pack. Both Macedos leading the pack here, I think. Kyle and David. Right on board with Kyle. Oh, I think I saw Torres looking to get past Macedo here. Ooh, that grass. He actually recovered well from it. That's a dangerous spot. that grass can, you take a little too much of that, and then it's going to just pull you right off the track, or it gets you spun around and then into the wall. That's probably, I think, out of all the turns on this track, that is the dangerous one. I've had many of races ruined by that turn, and it's difficult because you're coming up to a blind right-hander, so you're kind of turning in before you even see the turn, and if you don't catch enough of that inside curb, you're going off into the grass. Take a look back at the pack here. Pilger on Evan Miller. Let's go back to Torres, still sitting behind David. He's about a half second back from him right now. Definitely has the pace to stay with him. We'll see if he can kind of reel him back in and have a shot at making a move. That's the only thing harder than the blind right at Brands is just trying to pass at Brands. It's a notoriously difficult track to pass on. There's not a lot of great passing opportunities, and a lot of them tend to be kind of dangerous. It's maintaining at it, still about a half second. Got Punk's about a half second behind Pilger. Behind him, Dex was on him a little bit more. Looks like he lost some drive out the other turn, so he's made some space on him now. Here comes the difficult turn. This is even a little bit more difficult when you got the car in front kind of blocking where you need to turn in. There's the curb you want to make sure you take. And get slowed down. You want to generally touch the inside of that one, help pull you around this turn. And I think he was just taking it cautious over that blind right. He kind of backed off and gave some space. I don't blame him. Got an hour race here. We're only 5 minutes into it, so no need to press. Oh, and did we lose David? What happened to David? He's back in 4th place. Let's see. I'm not sure what happened to David. Tried to go back to catch it on replay, but I missed it. Kyle in first, got us about a little over a second and a half. Behind him is Torres. Kyle definitely looks comfortable here. Hitting all of his apexes. Car under control. You can tell he's definitely had some wheel time in the McLaren and at Brands Hatch. Looking very, very, very comfortable here. It's going to be tough for Taurus, not just to maintain the pace, but to maintain that level of consistency. And thankfully here there's not too many curbs to hop. I think that's Kyle's only weakness, is catching air on curbs in that McLaren. Here, outside of that blind right, which I think every car takes that curb pretty well. There's not much to throw the McLaren around. So expecting Kyle to keep this up. Hopefully we'll see if Torres can kind of reel him in a bit, maybe put some pressure on him. Maybe that'll help shake him up, but as things stand, a little off there, but safe still. We'll see. David, let's see, he's going to work his way back up to third. He's got about a half second on Pedro right now. Lambo on Lambo action, let's go. Oh, and David, I didn't even realize this. Did he do? No, okay, I think he just had the regular. Is it the other? Yeah, this is the regular Lambo, right? Yeah. For a second I thought maybe he had the regular one. Using all that outside curb there. Looks like Pedro might have had the better drive out of it though. Widen the gap just a touch. It's on the brakes here. See if David can get good speed out of this one. This is one that can make or break. Let's see. David, yeah, a lot more curb, but Pedro was on the throttle earlier, so I think it kind of offset each other there. Let's see here. David, nice drive out of that. This next one too, this downhill right, you don't have a lot of front end grip. It can be a bit tricky. The car wants to push out sometimes. It's another area you see some drivers really excel at, and other ones struggle with a bit. Pedro looking good. David got him on the brakes there. See if he can. And what you'll come to find as he gets closer and closer to Pedro is where will you be able to make that pass? Is it going to be waiting for Pedro to make a mistake? Are you going to be able to pressure him into a mistake? Are you going to get alongside of him and beat him to the braking zone for one of these turns? It's really tough here. There's not a lot of great opportunities. I think the most of my passes came here were following somebody until they made a mistake. That tends to be the easiest way to get by somebody. Again, David, great job on that. Nice. He's gotten back on Pedro. Pedro did good to maintain though. He got one or two wheels off into the dirt, but maintained control. Gave David a big chance to gain some ground though. Right now, I'm sure all Pedro is looking at is that orange and black Lambo in his rear view mirror. It's one of the most frustrating things as a driver is when you just have someone this close to you, because you're debate, like every time you're going to hit the brakes, you're worried, am I gonna have them hit me? Do they know what my braking point is? And oh, nice move up the inside. Cleanly took third place from Pedro.
Alright, Pedro, that was a lot of understeer.
And let's see if Pedro can come back and attack. It's a practice race. I think everyone's goal is to still race clean, but I think with a practice race, you're a little bit more apt to maybe push to make that pass than you might be in a season race when points are on the line. This one is just all for bragging rights. No points. Let's check back. We got Driveman, who is right on the back of Dex right now. And backs off to give some space. This is where it gets really difficult. You're, not only when you finally make it up to a car, are you trying to line up the pass, you're also trying to make sure that you're hitting the brakes before they are. If you're waiting for their brake lights to light up and then you're pressing the brakes, a lot of times, when you're right on someone, that's not going to be enough time. You're gonna rear end them. So you've really got to follow the driver, make sure you know their braking points. Maybe let off the throttle a little bit as you're approaching the braking area, so at least your foot's on the brake and you're ready to brake right away. You're not trying to shift momentum from it being on the gas to brakes. But the other difficult thing is just not being able to see. You're used to driving with some open track, especially in quali and practice, and you can look right into your apexes, you can look at your exits. When you start getting, and you can see your brake markers, when you get behind somebody and a quarter of your view, half your view is now their car, all those things you would key in on are much more difficult. They're not always able to see that brake marker, you're not always able to see that apex. So it adds to the challenge the closer you get trying to line up that pass. So far, best lap on the track is a 1:24.6, and that comes from Kyle Macedo. So his gap, though, Taurus has taken it down to about a second now. So he's bringing it back. He's not going to let Kyle just run away with this. And a Porsche too. Love seeing a Porsche. It's a very, very, and he actually recovers that really well. Not easy to do in a Porsche. I was gonna say, it's one of the cars that when you make a mistake, the Porsche, it doesn't forgive you as well as some of the other cars. You've really gotta know what you're doing to keep control of that thing. Having that weight in the back, it's just, even things like lift oversteer, you're going to turn and you lift right off the throttle, and sometimes you'll have the rear end come out on you. It's not my idea of fun. It's just constantly worried about the risk of the car trying to kill you. But there's people who tame the beast and really enjoy the car. So good to see a Porsche out on the track, and hopefully he'll be in the season. I don't know if Moto will be back. Moto's one of our consistent Porsche drivers. He did not make an appearance for Season 4. I'm not sure if he'll be back for Season 5, but we'd love to see Moto have a Porsche buddy. Back, we've got the closest battle on track. We've got Drive-In. Got around Dex. I missed what happened. Sorry, this is my first time trying to live record a race, so. Oh! And just the back of the car. Lucky to save it. Let's hope nobody is coming behind him. Nope, he is good. He was cautious, worried someone might be coming up around. But that is going to give punked several seconds now. He's gotten away, so Driveman's going to have to reel him back in if he wants another chance at him, getting up into 7th. Alright, we got the... Oh. Did he just give? What even happened there? So... took it wide and just kind of let Driveman through. It's almost like he was giving him the position there, but I think he just missed maybe a little bit late on the brakes, went wide, and it just gave Driveman an opportunity to get inside, and Funk did the right thing of not, you know, he had the outside line, letting Driveman keep the inside, so good clean drive in there. Be interesting to see if he's able to put a move here on Driveman though. Oh, it gets on a little bit, he was thinking of it. Oh, and that's what I was talking about before, the braking points. It is so difficult. Let's see what happened here. Right on board. And they're coming up. He catches a little bit inside, so he's much slower there. He's got the drive. We're gonna go to the downhill section. Normally looking for that. Oh, well, yeah, he just. Driveman was right where what he probably uses as that reference marker for braking, and did the right thing. I think he looked like he was pulling off, letting Driveman back through. So it happens. It's difficult. Like that's the thing with. Once you start racing close to somebody, not being able to see those brake markers. And the other thing too is you get in somebody's draft a little bit. You're maybe a little bit faster approaching that braking area. You're also maybe not wanting to brake. You're trying to hold up, trying to make sure you stay close to them. And both of them off. But it looks like Punk's gonna have the better. Nice, keeps that outside line, maintains, but got Driveman enough to get through. These guys are having a lot of action. There's been quite a bit of back and forth between them. And as I say that, it looks like Driveman back off, just. And we got, a bunch of cars, so that lets Smith and Dex through, and we've got them both separated by just a couple of seconds here, so.
Pit window is opening.
Alright, so we got the pit windows open. About a half second behind. Oof! Caught it. Little sideways action there. I'll tell you one thing though, the BMW, great car for control. It's pretty good about being able to save it. It doesn't. I don't think it even gets loose that easily. I think it's a pretty grippy car. is right on him. Ooh, close. And he did the right thing, pulled out of the way. Let's see this. Let's go back here. It looks like, again, just in the braking zone. And looks like he saves rearing him, goes to the right. That's the right move. Don't pull to the left, or don't pull to the inside. Always pull to the outside. And that way, yeah, you go off track, but you're not taking the other driver out with you. And then you'll get another chance to get back up to him. So, it's been some good driver etiquette tonight so far. Hopefully this carries into the season. Ride back on with Dex as he tries to pull back to Smith. About 7 minutes from the halfway point. We have 2 people pitted already, Pilger and Driveman, likely maybe jumping in early to fix some of that damage. As far as David, David likes to wait to pit, so probably won't see him on going to pit till closer to the 1 minute left to pit time. David's about 10 seconds behind Torres, so he hasn't been able to keep that gap with Torres. And you can see too, Torres is about 6 seconds from Kyle, so Kyle is safely in the lead. 6 seconds, it's not out of reach, especially with 36 minutes left in the race. And we've still got pits, so a lot could happen too in the pits if Kyle rolls past his pit box, or whew, love that turn with you get the back of the car a little bit out there. But yeah, so Kyle, might make a mistake in the pits. That 6 seconds could easily dwindle away. So we'll see what happens. And speaking of Kyle, let's me run on board with Kyle. As it starts up in to the hairpin here, he takes it nice and tight. This is a tricky one, a little bit. Yes, they take that little bit of that curb and that kind of concrete grass to the right of it, and smooth around there. Put a curve on the exit, and this next one, some people I see like to take the inside curve, some kind of keep off it. Kyle's kind of in the middle of it. Also, this is another one you'll see some people take more of the curve, but the big thing here is getting your car rotated. You don't want to be pointing off the track. It's a tricky one because that'll throw you off just like this one though. So blind right. Oh, and there's that. I don't know what even happened. What happened to Kyle? What happened? Let's see if we can get a good view. It didn't look like he caught too much. Did he get on the gas a little hard? No, just a little bit of that outside. Now, good thing is he hasn't pitted yet, so if he's got some damage, he has a chance to get into the pits to get that fixed, not having to do a bunch of laps out there with damage. Let's see if he decides to pit. Nope, he did not. So Kyle is staying out. Torres now down to about 3 seconds though. And I'm sure Kyle's kicking himself right now. It's the worst time to do it is when you have you've worked up a lead, you've got some space, you know, you have like the two sides, like the devil and the angel on your shoulder, right? You have the one side saying, hey, take it easy, you know, we got that 6 seconds, no need to push, no need to make a mistake, and then the other side you kind of going, yeah, but we don't want him climbing back. If I can keep, you know, gaining time, we want to keep trying to increase that buffer. I don't want to get out my groove. I don't want to start slowing down, letting him think he has a chance. And yeah, if I don't know what Kyle was thinking, but if it was to keep pushing and not let up, maybe now he's regretting it a bit. But still got plenty of space. 3 seconds does not look like Torres is gaining a huge amount of ground, if any. So I think Kyle might be lucky that he saved himself from any real damage. So that's good. And Kyle is going to be approaching some back markers here. So we have Kyle. Looks like he is going around Punked right now. Gets by him cleanly, nice. Definitely don't want to see anyone's race get ruined by a back marker. And while it is the back, you know, for our league, the back marker's job to let the faster car by safely. You know, we don't, but it is the back marker's job, or sorry, the faster car's job to pass safely. But we do for our league have where we say if you're the slower car to if you hit a straight, move off to the side, let off the throttle, let that faster driver by, and then, you know, get back on the throttle and continue your race. You know, it's not worth holding the car up and, you know, forcing them to try to make a pass, and it's just an unnecessary risk. We got a lot of different drivers with different pace, and that's one of the best things, because we all, you know, we've got such a variation. We've got there's, you know, whatever kind of driver you are, we have somebody here who drives a similar pace to you. So there's no need for everyone to be, you know, the fastest guys and all run the same pace. So because of that skill level variation too, it can, you know, cause those blue flag situations to come up more often. So Torres 2.9, so he has made a little bit of gain on Kyle. That might have been from when Kyle was passing Punk, so I think then might have pitted. So or maybe Torres made it by Punked easier. I'm wrong, he did not pit, so he is still out there. Yeah, or he had already pitted. Sorry. Oh. Pilger off the track. Let's see what happened here. And just turn one, brakes a little late. Oh, kind of the car just fought him there and threw him off the track. So safely rejoins. That's the other thing we like to see. We don't want to see anyone pull him back out in front of somebody. If you go off track, it sucks. But, you know, let check the map. Make sure you don't have any cars approaching. Let any cars approach. Then get back out there. Doing your thing. So at this point, I think the closest on the track is still looking at Taurus, and Driveman goes off. Oh, and spins around. Let's... What happened? What happened? Oh, just too much of that inside. Oof, it spins. If anything, I think we normally see people catch the outside of that one, not so much the inside, but that goes to show you you're not safe by taking a whole lot of the inside grass there either. But Nick's still in 8th, so got back on. He's not out of it yet either. Looks like he about 4 seconds behind Dex. I think Dex might have passed him after that. And we still have at this point 7 minutes left in the pit window. Just a reminder, there's 7 minutes left in the pit window. Just giving the drivers a reminder for anyone who hasn't pitted. Which at this point we got Kyle, Taurus, Macedo. Macedo's always going to put both the Macedos waiting. And Evan. Evan has decided not to pit as well. That Audi does sound good. Like, it's a that screaming Audi engine. And the new Audi's such a more stable, better feeling Audi than the past ones. It's, you know, not everybody's favorite car. I drove it for 1 season. I think I liked it more as the season went on, but just I'm not a mid-engine guy. We can see Evan heading into the pits. But I think Evan went to that car the first season that one was released, and he's been with it ever since. So and so Evan pitting, it looks like Torres now pitted. That just leaves the Macedo brothers at this point. And he is getting past a back marker there. About a 20-second gap for David behind Kyle. Now we'll take a ride with David. Hope we don't give him the commentator's curse. So yeah, that's about as much of that inside curve as you want to take compared to how much Driveman took. Off the throttle, bring it inside on the gas. And you'd think here would be a good passing opportunity, but it's not. You really can't be on the inside for this turn. So even that turn, where you have probably one of the few kind of straights in this game, isn't the best for passing. David loves to take a lot of that curb there. And here as well. Looks good. And those are two spots that really help by taking a lot because of the angle of both of those turns. Both of those are much sharper if you don't cut the track and kind of give you a better angle through the turn. The straight turn one up here. It's a tricky one. You have that kind of not a lot of front end grip with the downhill. And I don't know if that's how David always takes it. You guess you can kind of double apex that one, but he might have just braked a tad late. And so we have Ryan and Dex. So Driveman, Smith. Sorry, I say Ryan. I don't know if it's Ryan. I don't know if it's Ryan or not. I don't know why I even said Ryan. But we have Driveman, Smith, and Dex. Really close here. With Kyle trying to get through them. If I were Kyle, I probably would have pitted there. And this is a tough one too, because these guys are out here battling. You don't want to let off the car in front, but at the same time, with the blue flag, you got to kind of let Kyle through. So here we go, Kyle on the inside here.
Go ahead.
Clean, nice. He's Driveman letting him by now. Also, if the car, if you're battling, you know, you and other back markers, and you let the faster car through, you know, you don't want to. If the guy in front of you is letting that faster car through, and you're battling that guy for position, don't jump on him when he's letting that car through, because you know he's letting off. He's taking probably, you know, not the standard race line to let him by. Do the polite thing, let him finish letting that faster driver by, and then go back to racing. But don't try to follow the faster car through him. And that was the case here, so they did a respectful job. Like I said, it's been, I know we've had some contact, but the guys have been did a lot of respectful driving tonight, so it's definitely what we want to see. And man, they are close. Oh, it goes up the inside. Maybe we should let's ride on board. Let's see. Yeah, here's another one. It's like you can't really get inside there much. You're both gonna. Oh, they both go off. Oh! And Dex goes, let's go back. Let's see. Let's see this from Dex. Let's just go back to Dex. What happens here? So they both go off. Did Dex follow them, or did Dex almost get taken up by one of them rejoining? Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh, that's exactly what happened, and that's why you got to be careful rejoining as well, because that's that easy to take somebody else out. But the good thing is everybody looks okay. Driveman did drop back though, so we got Dex up into 7th. Right on that Ferrari. Oh, at this point we've got Torres has managed to get back on Macedo as well. We've got 2. And it was likely because I'm thinking Kyle probably had a little bit of damage that he got fixed. Maybe it was a little bit longer of a pit because of that. Back to Smith here, who's just got by Driveman. Let's go back. The Torres is right alongside of Macedo. Takes the outside, makes it stick. Oh, nicely done. Let's go back. See if we can. Oh, I didn't go back far enough, but got alongside of them. And managed to keep it on the track. Nicely done. Well, Macedo is not going to want to give up the race that easy. So you see, okay, here we go. This is what I was talking about. This is a difficult one because on the inside, you have to slow down so much to try to make that. He got it though. He got it to stick, it looks like, and it sets you up here. It's another difficult. I didn't get to see how. See if we can get a better camera. Well, nicely done. Kyle managed to get back in front and kept it. So Torres is going to have to strategize again and come up with another way to get by Macedo, but these guys definitely are similar pace, so this is what you want, just or at least when you're watching. Fun, two guys similar pace battling. Maybe not what Macedo wanted though. Kyle probably enjoyed the 6-second lead better. Yep, and it's about a 1.5 seconds. So Kyle started to pull away. Maybe got back in that groove. So 1.15 is enough of a buffer that you're not at least worried you're gonna get threatened on any turn. So you can kind of relax, drive your race. But at the same time, you know, 1.5 seconds, you can't make a mistake. You see Kyle with a little bit of the grass there. That tends to be okay. You can kind of use some of that grass if you're not able to get back on track. That one you just mess you up too bad. And so Kyle's up to about 2 seconds. He might be, I don't know about checking out, but he might be back in his groove and just steadily making pace. So let's see if we can figure out his last lap. 124.6 versus Torres' 125. So 124.6. Kyle's best is a 124.3. So it's about 0.3 off his best. So he's pretty close to optimum pace for himself. We have Torres the best of 124.9, so just under 125. So Kyle's definitely got the better pace, but he's got to maintain that consistency to stay in front. So he's worked it up to 2.7 seconds now. So he's just steadily increasing that buffer that he has. And oh, off the track, but I don't think that's going to slow him much more than maybe a half second or so. Did not lose control. CSC still, even with that, managed a 124.8, so. And we've got Punks and Miller now. Who was that off the track? That oof. Oh, and oh no. And hits it. Oh, that's too bad. I think that was the Porsche Pilger who's up in 5th place, so and it looks like, yeah, Kyle's working his way through some of these back markers right now. Yeah, so he got Evan Miller next. And we'll probably see Evan let him by up here, knowing Evan sees the blue flag. Well, Kyle might not be close enough, so Evan might wait. I think Evan wants to, yeah, he's even letting get in the brakes, so hopefully...
Thanks, Evan.
Hopefully, doesn't cost Evan anything with using the brakes. Oh, he's still good. Looks like Pilger. But I don't see Punked, so. Let's check on Pedro. We haven't looked at Pedro. And Pedro racing for Raven, a stripper that I met race team. Really want to see that livery. Oh, Pedro. He's just kind of in no man's land. He's 54 seconds in front of Pilger, but 23 seconds behind Macedo. So he's just out here hot lapping. Not a bad thing at Brands Hatch, because I'd much rather, I mean, it's boring, but it's much easier to race with no one in front of you here at Brands Hatch than trying to pass people in traffic. So about 10 minutes left in the race. At this point, barring anyone making any huge mistakes, I think things are spread out enough that I don't know if we'll see a whole lot of changes. Right now, if you got Kyle in 1st, Torres in 2nd, Macedo 3rd, Pedro in 4th, Pilger in 5th, Dex in 6th, Smith in 7th, Driveman in 8th, Miller in 9th, and Punked in 10th. So we've had a lot of good racing tonight. There's been some close battles. It was good to see drivers of similar speed. We only got 10 people on the track tonight, so sometimes, with only 10 cars, things can either get so spread out that there's absolutely no action. So I'm glad that wasn't the case tonight. It looks like Pilger. Did Pilger go off? What happened? Oh no! What happened to Pilger? Let's see. So he is. This could be the blind right. Oh, the blind right. Yep. 3, 4 wheels off. Gets back on. And no. Oof. That's unfortunate. He's doing well. Let's see, is he still... So, Dex is still So he's still 29 seconds ahead of Dex even with that, so. If he's not having to fight a whole lot, you can see there's some damage on the car, but 8 minutes left, 30 seconds ahead of the car behind you, and you should have a good chance of still maintaining that position. Ooh! Dex getting a little bit sideways there. I think that's the second time we've seen him. Maybe something with his setup on the BMW? I don't... Something... Oh, breaking loose there too a little bit. Maybe he wants to turn that TC up just a touch. The BMW's not too aggressive on the... It's a great accelerating car, but it's not too aggressive where it seems to break the wheels loose. But it's definitely got punch out of turns. Let's check on David in the Lambo. I do like the orange and black one. It's a nice looking color combination on the Lambo. Personally, I have not raced the Lambo since the 1.8 update. So I don't know with the newer physics how the Lambo might feel or have changed or any of the BOP updates, but when I drove it maybe like a year ago, just trying it out, it just feels so heavy. And when it comes to that's kind of a thing. I think it's one of the heaviest cars in the game. You know, it's pretty fast top end. Although I think now even the cars like the Honda excel at top end more so than even the Lambo does. But yeah, the Lambo just I could never. I always had to stop a little bit earlier than I wanted to. Nothing about the handling or anything felt special. I didn't really feel like there was any huge positives for me driving that car where I felt like, okay, well, it doesn't do this great, but it does this wonderfully. And also not a big fan of the kind of obstructive view, at least for me in VR from the Lambo. Just wasn't a car that really resonated with me, but we do have some people that love the Lambo. I think it used to be real popular in the early days of ACC. Don't quite see quite as many people driving it now, but there's still you still see no shortage of Lambo drivers, or no complete absence of them, I should say. Not like the Jaguar. Like you aren't going to see a Jaguar unless someone's just having fun. So Torres now approaching 7 seconds behind Kyle. He gave it a good go at, pressuring Kyle, even getting in front of Kyle, but just once Kyle got back into the groove, just pulled away, and Kyle just ran a 125.4. So I don't know if that was a mistake from Kyle or if he's just gotten to the part where he's trying to relax and not make a mistake. Hopefully he's just taking it easy and just walking the car home, because 4 minutes left, has that 7-second lead. Oh, we got Miller is on Driveman, and he's gonna catch him inside. Miller's got the drive out of that one. You can hear. Oh, let's get back to the. Should we get the heli cam? So you can hear. This is driving on the inside. This is where it gets tough though, because inside there we go. That's what I expected to happen to Kyle, but didn't. That outside, it's kind of easier to have the drive there. When you're on the inside, you're when you're trying to maintain your line on the inside and not let your car drift wide into the other car, it's very difficult to pass on the inside there, and it might have even cost the driver in position. Oh no, this is just David now approaching them as lap traffic. Nice pass on, nice job by Miller. That was a nice move. And oh, did David bump him? What happened there? So, oh, Miller hits the brakes. Oh, no, he got by him. He didn't. No contact. Just looked like it. Alright, so driving 2 seconds behind Miller is about the closest battle we're gonna have out on track right now. Ooh, that Honda sounds kind of mean. Nick driving with Hugs and Kisses Racing. Hugs, Kisses, and Marble Reds. As he's driving the Marble Honda here. But he is not he's an ex-smoker, I think. Not an active smoker, just a fan of the Marble livery. It's just a good looking livery. I've always loved the Marble Racing liveries. Not just on the cars too, like in F1 and stuff, but even like MotoGP. It's one of my favorite liveries. Iconic. Back when cigarette teams or cigarette sponsors, you had Camel had sponsorships and some of the motorcycle racing and stuff too. It was all over racing back in the day. Alcohol and cigarettes. Alcohol for NASCAR at least. Alright, so this is the last lap. We'll take it home with Kyle here. Should be. Well, maybe it may not be the last lap. I think you have to pass with 30 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, here. So final lap. Here we go. So it is. Kyle with that 7.5 second gap. This is his race here. I hope he takes every turn call. Doesn't try to push or get over aggressive anywhere. I want to see Kyle. I want to see Kyle on the podium with his first place finish here. He's earned it. He's fastest in qualifying. He's been had the fastest lap for the race. You know, outside of a few little mistakes, has had good consistency. He fought his way back and passed back into first when he lost the position briefly. So he's done everything to earn the place. Alright, we're about one turn away. And here comes Kyle to the finish. So good job, Kyle. Congrats. And you can see him celebrating as he thankfully doesn't lose control of the car. Torres, here he comes through. Nice second place finish from Torres. Hope to see Torres in the championship season. Macedo changing cars to the Lambo. Respectable third place, so good job, David. Macedo. Those are brothers, for anyone wondering. There comes Pedro again. Nice, 4th place in a car that you don't normally drive is, I take that any day, right? I'm curious to talk to Pedro after this to see if this will either seal. Oh, David has a 30-second penalty. Does that give? Does Pedro have a chance at 3rd? Pedro could have a podium. It was a 30. I did not get to see. I think there's way too much of a gap. No, he's not. Good job, Pedro, though. 35 seconds behind. Alright, Pilger. It's already passed. Comes Dex. And Smith is the last to go through at 7th. Alright, well, so we have Kyle, Torres, and Macedo. Great job to the winners.
Field, Nick. I can't do any more burnouts.
And we look forward to the start of the season come Saturday. See everyone there, hopefully.
I couldn't see it. I ran out of